Your team needs written goals. Dang it, I've even brought out like an old school Remington typewriter just to prove it. Listen, the statistics are off the charts. They're not even close. There's a lady named Gregg of The Power to Reinvent. She relays this powerful psychological data. She says a Harvard business study found that people with written goals are 3 times more successful than those who don't write goals down at all. And they're not alone in their findings. She goes on to say, Gail Matthews from Dominican University completed a study with 267 participants on goal setting. And Gail's research found that writing down your goals makes you 42% more likely to achieve them. Writing down your goals makes them 42% more likely to achieve them. So I want you to think about this. If I told you that eating kale, that's all you got to do, eat kale, makes you 42% more likely to have 6-pack abs, would you eat kale? I would. Recently, we adopted this statement, and we've been saying it over and over and over again. If you don't write it down, you don't own it. If you don't write it down, you don't own it. Also, if you don't write it down, it does not exist. Writing things down is a powerfully illuminating exercise. This is why I've got a typewriter. Good grief. In fact, we've gone all in that even our thank you notes, look what's on the front. Write it down. Writing things down is so powerful. This weekend I was cleaning out our attic and pulled out some of my old notebooks, and it stoked reflection about all sorts of discussions and ideas that have taken place in the last couple of years. And I've got them categorized. When I'm done with one, I put a little label on it, put it on the shelf. And it's amazing to see the things that I've written down that have come to reality. Of course, effort is a huge part of it, but the power of writing it down is what jump-started the momentum for effort to come in and sustain implementation of the idea into that reality. So I want you to take one of the world's most prolific religions, any of them. What do they all have in common? Some sort of book of inspiration, the written word. I want you to think about political campaigns. Who are the most persuasive people in any campaign? Is it the candidate? No, it's the speechwriter. When words get written down, things happen. We are so obsessed with writing things down. It's become one of our core values at Business on Purpose. That's why we put it on the note card. Write it down. We've got a couple other core values, and they're on different note cards, but we've got it right here so that when we send notes out, even we're reminding people, write it down. So I want to go over 3 simple ways to get your team in the habit of writing down the things they need to write down and setting them up to achieve the goals that they have set for themselves and for the mission of the business. First, you take the lead in writing everything down. They're not going to do it unless you do it. I want you to be obsessed with note-taking, process building, capturing everything that you can capture, because if you won't, they won't. But if you will, they will. Second, ask each person on your team to write down handwritten notes during the team meetings. It will help team members engage and will lead to much greater retention, implementation, and accountability of everything that's discussed in your team meeting. Why are those team meetings so frustrating? Because we don't write things down and then follow up on those things. So finally, I want you to make a habit every 13th week to write down 3 goals that you will relentlessly focus on for the next 12 weeks. Right there are our 12-week goals, right there on the board. Every 13th week, we write down the next 12-week goals. Brian Moran writes brilliantly about this in his book, 12-Week Year. You ought to go get that book. Listen, we've used the 12-week planning process for 3 years, and it creates incredible clarity for our entire team. We love it so much that we created an entire live in-person event around building 12-week plans. And on Thursday, September 24th, we will host our next live 12-week plan event, live in person, socially distanced, at an attendance cap. That's why we're doing 2 different seatings, one at 9, one at 1 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be delighted for you to join us if tickets are still available. We're actually about sold out, and we haven't even put them on the open market yet. So I want to invite you to that, but I also want to invite you, more importantly, to write things down. They're that important. Hey, go check us out at mybusinessonpurpose.com and go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Go subscribe over there every time we put up new content, which is just about every week. You'll get a notification to let you know to head on over there, and you can use that content not only for yourself, but also for your team as well, and be powerful content for you to be able to use. Hey, write it down. Go get your own typewriter. Let's get this stuff going, all right? Let's write it down so that other people can run as we write those things down. Hey, let's have a great week, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Make sure to check us out, mybusinessonpurpose.com.